Hi there, it's Johnny from Omega Chrome calling.
All right, Johnny. How's it going?
Yeah, good man.
Johnny Ketlow, Mega Crum with me. What you been doing these days?
We just finished our Cross Canada tour, the Blood, Steel, and Fire tour, promoting our album Blood, Steel, and Fire, which is on Reversed Records. The tour was sponsored by Rockstar Weekly, and it was basically to promote the release of the album on iTunes through cdbaby.com. So we just finished that last night, and we just got back to Vancouver. Yeah, North America, like from Vancouver all the way to Montreal and then back again.
All right. How did it go?
We were on the road for five weeks.
Everything went good?
Yeah, everything was awesome. Yeah, it was great. Good times.
And like this, you guys got to promote your album and sell some copies, I'm sure, at the concerts?
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah, you bet.
Now, how's the audience taking your new CD? I find it so original, this new CD.
Yeah, people really love it, and they're really responding to it. People are buying it, and, you know, nothing but positive feedback so far.
And you handle all the vocals in this group?
Yeah.
Well, you got such a vocal range, you know. Some parts are heavy, some parts are melodic, and there's all sorts of difference. When you perform live, how does it all blend in?
Yeah, just pretty much what you hear on the CD. It's the same thing. We just go from, you know, you got the screams to the melodic vocals. So I just switch it up as it needs, you know. Pretty much the same as it is on the CD.
And your album, the guitar tone, how is this made? Like, you know, Marshall amps?
Actually,
or what?
yeah. We used a JCM 800 from the 80s with a Zakk Wylde distortion pedal through a diesel cab for the lead guitar.
Okay.
We actually spent like 6 hours dialing in the tone. And when we play live, we do it with stereo Marshall heads. We run them in stereo, so it just thickens it up nicely. And you know, we got our little tricks, but we run like we just try and imitate like thrash metal bands from the 80s. Like their guitar tone was really cool back then. It's not like nowadays you hear a lot of scooped mid tone, and it's basically we don't do that. So we do more like, I don't know, I prefer to think of it as more of like lots of mids, lots of treble. We let the bass handle the bass, you know, but we still have a pretty chunky sound too. So
brilliant guitar tone. You can really tell in the drum sound on this new album. You know, everything's so pure in this album.
Yeah, it's a good drum sound, eh?
Really good.
Yeah, it's really beefy, really beefy.
Now, when you guys made this album, how long did it take you to deliver this sound quality? You know, extensive mastering?
Surprisingly not that long. Like, once we got into the inception of the tracking and stuff, it was pretty natural. We worked with our producer, engineer, Rob Shawcross, and he's great to work with, and he totally delivered what we wanted, you know, like we wanted, like, really tough sounding guitars with really kick-ass drums and stuff like this. So, yeah, he totally delivered it, and it didn't take that long. We just like the lead tone, we spent 6 hours dialing it in, so that was probably the longest one. But with the rhythm tone and stuff, we just set her up and go, and then we did some reamping with different amps and stuff too.
Very well worded, because your product sounds really, really out of this world.
Thanks, man.
You know, it's really interesting, you know, also with the stuff you said about, you know, using those certain amplifiers and stuff. It surely paid off.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, just with a really big fan of Marshall tone.
Well, she's
like, if you listen to Iron Maiden, they use Marshalls. If you listen to Judas Priest, they use Marshalls, you know, Marshall. Back in the old days, Megadeth and Metallica used to use Marshall a lot, so to me, it's just like that's the amp, you know, that kicks ass the most.
And certainly you're using the old one.
Yeah, well, yeah, we got the one JCM 800 from the 80s, which is like the best head for that kind of tone, and we use that one, and then the other ones we use are JCM 2000s, because we have a lot of switching. We have to switch between clean and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're not as kick-ass as the 800, but it still does the job really well. And we got our other tricks for, you know, smoothing out the tone and making the notes really clear. Like, you want to hear, when a guy's doing a lead, you want to hear the notes he's hitting, you know. Sometimes you go see bands and it's hard to make out the lead guitar sounds like a wash of mud because, you know, all the frequencies are not punching through the mix. So definitely don't like that. With Omegacrom, the leads are usually, melting your face off.
Where's the name come from?
The name Crom is the god of steel, which is from the Robert E. Howard novels, the Conan the Barbarian.
Right. Crom
is Conan's god,
yeah.
And then Omega would be like the final and eternal, like the Greek alphabet. It's the last letter in the Greek alphabet. So, yeah, Omega Crom.
So you guys
put that together.
You guys believers in Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer?
I was always a huge fan of not just those two movies, but Savage Sword of Conan, the comic book. And there's a lot of Conan comics out there, but Savage Sword of Conan was always my favorite. And also, again, the Robert E. Howard novels. If you want to talk about paintings, Frank Frazetta is an artist who did a lot of Conan illustration, or Ernie Chan, or these guys that used to illustrate Savage Sword of Conan. There's too many to name, really, but yeah. A big fan of all that kind of stuff.
What would you say would be the best Conan the Barbarian or the Destroyer?
I like the Barbarian.
Okay.
But the Destroyer is pretty cool too.
That's a good question because there's people that drift towards the Destroyer too.
Yeah, like they're both great movies, and if you look at the comic books and even the novels, those two movies are kind of link up with that, but they're a little away from that too. So.
Well, that's a brilliant name, Crom, from Conan the Barbarian. Yeah,
because if you look at the lore of it, like, Crom was the god of steel. He was the slayer of giants. So we came up with Omega Crom, the final and eternal slayer of giants. And that's kind of our slogan. We put it on the back of our T-shirt.
Awesome.
Looks really cool. We got like a skull with a ring around it. That's our logo, and yeah.
Awesome looking logo.
Nice. You can check it out. You can check out a lot of that kind of stuff on OmegaCrom.com, which is our website. We're on MySpace. We got OmegaCrom MySpace. We got Facebook and stuff. So we can totally encourage anybody that is likes the band or just wants to check out the album to come and visit the site. Join our mailing list, join up to our Facebook. Be part of the OmegaCrom team. Because man, we've been building our mailing list and our fan base so much on this tour. It's been really awesome. Lots of cool new fans. Lots of the old fans coming out, and supporting. So really good vibes all in all throughout the whole tour.
An all-out metal assault with Omegacrom.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, totally. The last show in the Okanagan was really good too. Like, wow, it was just a really kick-ass show.
Your intro to the album Warpath, what's used in that?
Well, we just basically wanted it to sound like a battle. So we put together some clips of stuff that we thought sounded like a, sharpening of a sword, and then, people charging, and, all hell breaking loose. And then we kick right into Battlefield, the song Battlefield. So it's just a 30-second, medieval-sounding battle thing. It's pretty cool.
No, it's awesome, man. Do you guys, follow the bands like Manowar and 3 Inches of Blood?
3 Inches of Blood, we've actually opened for them a couple of times, and, I always really like playing with those guys because the sound of their band and the sound of our band kind of complements each other. And then, yeah, of course, Manowar, awesome band. Totally awesome band.
Because you're talking about Steel and Fire, man. It goes right back to Manowar.
Yeah, Manowar is right on that. Yeah, we've been compared to that kind of stuff before. Although Manowar wasn't really the biggest influence on us or anything like that, but definitely, yeah, very cool.
Oh no, I totally understand. It's good and all for fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. I mean, like, when you go to a metal show, there's certain things you want to see. Like, for me personally, I know what I like, so I just tried to put those elements into this band. So, we're not, like, out there trying to be all serious and brutal or anything. We just want to rip it up and have fun, and that's what we're doing. And it is fun, and it's been a real great vibe, like I said.
Now, you guys are going to be touring back this summer?
Yeah, we're going to be touring starting in July. We're going to go back across, and this time we're going to try and get into the Maritimes. We're going to try and get out to Halifax. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but we're in the process of booking that tour right now. So
Okay, now you're talking.
see how she goes. I'm thinking it's probably going to happen. So
Okay. Well, that's good.
yeah, so it'll be late July, early August.
We need some sharpening of the swords in Halifax.
Yeah, totally. Got to sharpen up the blades and get out to the show.
Filming any of the shows?
Yeah, people have been filming stuff. Putting you can check out some footage on YouTube. It's not really the best representation, but it's pretty good. To be honest, the live show is you got to be there in person to get the energy. But yeah, we have some video clips and stuff. The people have been filming stuff. Nothing totally professional or anything like that, but just kind of guerrilla style filming.
Nothing in the works for DVD in the future?
We shot a music video, but it was so terrible that we just said no. It was way too cheesy and just not good, so we were like, no, can't do that. But no plans for that kind of stuff yet. We really just want to tour. We're actually in pre-production studio right now working on another CD, and we're actually trying to get funding for that CD. We're trying to get a grant from Canada government somehow, so we're working on all that pre-production of a new album and working on funding and planning the next tour. So just lots of writing music, jamming, and preparing for tour. And some upcoming shows in and around the area of Vancouver here. So
awesome. Well, Johnny,
yeah, dude.
Great to talk to you, man. And
yeah, good to talk to you, man.
Hopefully we see you in Halifax, Nova Scotia soon.
I would love that. That's exactly what we're trying to make happen right now. So you just may. Actually, our drummer, Dan Lapierre, is from Nova Scotia. He's from Halifax.
Oh, then there's good chances we're going to play.
He's really stoked about going back to his home and, ripping it up for the people.
Well, that's good. People like me will be looking forward to it and pushing it for sure.
Awesome.
All right, man. You have a great day, and just keep on believing in your product. I do. It's an awesome product you guys got.
Well, thank you, man.
Blood, Steel, and Fire.
F&A. You have a good one.
You too. Have a good day.